All right, we're live.
Hi, Facebook world. How are you all doing today? Hopefully, you are having a beautiful spring day and you are getting creative with all of the world changing so rapidly and quickly. And Monika and I are so excited to do this Facebook Live for you today. So let's introduce ourselves real quick and then we'll get started with our topic. So we are the co-founders of Fearless Public Speaking, and this is a brand and a company that we started last fall. And we work with female business owners who have a big message and story to put out into the world, and we help to give them the tools and resources and skills in order to do that. And as a result, it helps their business to grow and helps to attract their soulmate clients. And it's just it's a beautiful thing. So today we wanted to talk to you all about how to heal your throat chakra. So a big thing with our brand is we do like to do a lot of like business coaching and talk about structure and planning and more of the masculine type of stuff. But then we also like to bring in a more like feminine spiritual approach as well. And we don't see a lot of coaches offering this. And this is what we truly believe is going to make someone a successful business owner all around, is if they have these masculine and feminine practices. And so we're going to focus a little bit more today on the feminine spiritual side of sharing your story and how that's going to be so healing for your throat chakra, which is located right here. So it's the fifth chakra and it's the color blue and it's located in your throat. You have 7 chakras. And yeah, before I get too far into it, Monika, did you want to jump in and say anything so I'm not taking over the show here?
No, it's all good. I love watching you lead this. And in general, when it comes to public speaking, it is important. Like Krista said, this is something that we pride ourselves in, that we don't see as many other people doing, is this hybrid of the masculine and feminine. And it is important to have structure in your speech and, to have call to actions and all of that kind of stuff. But it's equally as important to be in touch with your story and what it means to you and to feel really good about putting that message out into the world. And so that's why we actually include this as a bonus module in our Fearless Public Speaking Academy. So you're getting kind of a sneak peek of one of the pieces that the women in our academy get access to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are getting a sneak peek. So let's talk about how to know if your throat chakra is blocked or not. I feel like that's a good place to start. And then we'll talk about why it is so important to recognize when your throat chakra is blocked and how to heal it, because if it's blocked, it really is going to affect the way you show up in your relationships and your business and with your clients. And I mean, it'll affect everything at the end of the day. So that's why we think this is such an important topic. Okay, so these are some of the things on how to tell if your throat chakra is blocked. You struggle with speaking up or expressing your feelings. You're constantly afraid of offending others. You have a hard time declaring boundaries and saying no. You constantly feel misunderstood. You're not able to deeply listen to others. You find yourself gossiping, criticizing, and judging others often. And you may have a lot of physical or medical problems in the throat area. So like a sore throat, laryngitis, cancer, thyroid problems, TMJ, gum problems, teeth problems, and acne. So I'm curious, for all of you who just heard me read off that list, and if you want, in the comments section, let us know, like, which of those were you able to relate to or be like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm going through that. I'm experiencing that right now. Monika and I will share. We believe as leaders, we're not going to stand up here and say, oh, we don't have any of those issues, because actually I could still check off a lot of those things I just read off, which is there's a little part of me that's like, oh my gosh, should I be doing this work, since I still obviously have to heal my throat chakra? But I really do like to teach that, or like to say that we teach what we need to learn. And so the fact that there's still parts of me that feels my throat chakra is blocked, that it's confirming that I'm exactly in the right area of what I need to be teaching to the world right now and teaching to my clients. So I'll hand it over to you first, Monika. Out of that list that I just read, which of those do you feel like stood out to you that you're like, oh my gosh, I am still like working through that myself?
So funny that you said that you were feeling that way, because I was like, that kind of catch in the gut too, like shit. Well, but I think what's important too for everyone to remember and for us to remember is that like these aren't Chris and I were just talking about this earlier in our business meeting. We meet twice a week as business partners. So we were talking earlier today about how life is a journey, and it sounds so cliche, but that when we get to this point of like, okay, I did this thing, we think that it's just done and it's going to stay that way, but it ain't how it works, especially with this kind of work. Like, okay, I cleared my throat chakra, it's great. And now, as time goes on, it's just like going to the dentist. You don't go to the dentist at all, you're going to get cavities at some point. If you don't continue to work on these things, then the stuff's going to keep coming up. So for me, I've had TMJ for years. I have awful TMJ, but the funny thing is, what I'm noticing is over the past few months, my TMJ hasn't been acting up as much. And I used to get Botox in my jaw for it. I haven't had Botox in a good 5 months, and it has not been as bad. It still flares a little bit, but it's not been as bad. And, the thing about not being able to deeply listen to others, I think that's really interesting, because even as much as you're speaking up about like your own story, to be present for others is something that if you're not healing these wounds or, healing your throat chakra, keeping it open, it can be a challenge not to be distracted and trying to be present for others. That's something I know I'm really working on. And, the gossiping, criticizing, and judging, I'm sure many of us can relate right now, especially in the world. There's a lot of judgment out there based on how we're all individually and collectively handling this pandemic. Judgment a lot of times comes from something within ourselves that makes us uncomfortable from someone else. So if we see someone doing something, there might be something unhealed that's coming up for us. So that's what came up for me. How about for you?
Well, I love what you said about the dentist. Like, you're right. You don't go to the dentist once and then say, oh, I'm good, I'm never going to get a cavity again. Like, you have to continuously go to the dentist and get checkups and brush your teeth and floss your teeth every day. Because if you don't, your teeth are going to get fucked up, right? So like, it's the same thing with this kind of work, with the self-development and the spiritual work. Is you don't just do it once and then you're good. So it really is a continuous thing. So I think that's reassuring for us, even as we stand up here as leaders and say we're going to help people through our coaching and our programs, help them unblock and heal their throat chakras. We have to do the work ourselves, because if we don't, things are going to get fucked up pretty quickly. So, but for me, one story that stands out in particular, and it's not something I'm going through anymore, but I'm putting this story in my book. My book is called Beyond the White Picket Fence, and it's going to be released soon. I've been working on it for a couple of years. And the time of my life when I was keeping secrets and I was hiding and I wasn't speaking my truth was when I was in an open marriage. And that's when I saw my health fail the most. And it was because of all the stress of living this underground lifestyle and feeling like I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And I noticed that I would get this like thick cystic acne on my chin and in my like neck area. Again, that's all the throat chakra right there, right? And it was so embarrassing and painful and frustrating. And I was trying to like clean up my diet, and I was trying to clean my pillowcases every night and do all the products, and nothing was working, except for once my husband and I decided to go through a divorce, and I decided to be more public about my journey and my story during that time. Guess what happened? All of the acne cleared up. And so again, it's just amazing how physical ailments a lot of times will manifest when there's a deeper, like emotional, spiritual blockage going on. And I truly believe that is what was happening for me. So kind of crazy. Another thing too from that list is, there's still a part of me that feels like I don't get to, or I don't deserve to speak up if someone hurt my feelings. A couple weeks ago, I had a little bit of a situation with a friend where she said something and it rubbed me the wrong way. And my initial reaction is I just I take it internally and I don't say anything. And I think there's something wrong with me. And that's when I reached out to you, Monika. I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to speak up. I'm going to say this hurt my feelings. This rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like it. And I did that. And I realized I need to start practicing that more often. I deserve to tell people how I'm feeling. And if something didn't land with me, and it doesn't have to come from this place of like being mean, but it can come from this place of love. And that's actually one of our modules in the Public Speaking Academy, is we teach about how to receive and give feedback from a place of love, which I think is an incredibly useful life skill. So yeah, that's something I'm still working on, is speaking up when someone, hurts me, or no one hurts me, but when I'm feeling hurt by someone else's words or actions.
Yeah, it's so easy to place the blame outward because it means we don't have to deal with our own shit. So just stepping up and saying something. I've been listening to Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule, and recently it's so funny because, you talk about the situation with your friends and everyone's probably like, but what happened? And Mel Robbins says in her book, it doesn't matter what happened. The fact is that you did it. Like, you actually spoke up for yourself. The result that happened after that, it doesn't freaking matter. She could have been pissed. She could have been happy. It doesn't matter what happened. The fact is you did it. You took action. You moved forward. And so that's really where, practicing speaking up can heal so many different things.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't even know what happened. She didn't respond back, but I just feel good that I got to speak up and share how I was feeling. So yeah. That's all that matters. Okay, so next let's talk about how to unblock your throat chakra. So this is going to be part 2, okay? So some different ways that you can do this is through finding your creativity, through singing or writing, or just some way to creatively express yourself. I know Monika's really doing that right now. She is a singer, and she did have a singing gig at church before the whole virus thing hit. She's been doing Facebook Live singing. So that's her thing. For me lately, I've been really just giving myself an hour each night and pouring into my book and writing my story and my unapologetic truth. And that has been so healing. Another thing you can do is there's certain yoga poses that are really good for the throat chakra. And that's going to be any type of pose that either compresses your neck this way or extends this way. So there's 4 poses actually off the top of my head. So bridge pose, plow, shoulder stand, and fish. Those are really good to do to unblock the throat chakra. Meditation. So if you're already doing yoga, you want to close your eyes and you can meditate, and you can visualize a blue light radiating out from your throat area and just, sending out these healing vibes to the world. Also, you can do chanting. The word HAM, HAM, is a good sound to chant to heal the throat chakra. So that sounds like right. We did all of this. We had a public speaking retreat in January, and I led a couple of yoga sessions for the girls, and we did all of these chants and yoga poses. Also, the color blue. So the color blue represents the throat chakra, and you want to wear it, you want to eat it, you want to see it. So, maybe that's eating more blueberries, wearing more blue in your outfits, putting, blue pictures or decorations around your home. And blue is just a very healing color in general. I mean, if you think about the ocean is blue, right? And a lot of people are always drawn to bodies of water in the ocean. And I believe that's not a coincidence at the end of the day, right?
Especially empaths. Empaths and water are very, very connected. Mm-hmm. I learned that from Brenda.
Oh yes, Brenda, our empath warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Also smelling it. So there's some essential oils that are good for this. Lavender, peppermint, oregano, eucalyptus oil. So you can get an oil diffuser on Amazon and diffuse those. Also crystals. We love our crystals. You can wear your crystals in your bra. You can put them in jewelry. You can have them by your bedside. I know
I have like 5 of them right here, right now, that are all different blue ones.
Can you tell us, Monika, what are those crystals?
Oh boy, I'm gonna test my knowledge. I don't know what all of them are. I know that there's a lot of sodalite in here, so probably like I think this one is a sodalite. There's 2 different ones, and then I can't remember. This one might also be a sodalite. I'm not exactly sure what it is. This one was one of the ones I got in Florida. I think it's some kind of like moonstone or something like that.
Your stone, the blue sparkly one.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
Goldstone, I think, is what it is. And then I don't know. This one, I'm not really sure. It might also be. I have a lot of sodalite, so just have a ton of it floating around. And then I have my blue eye from Greece, which is also protection.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Monika is officially a sodalite hoarder.
Yeah.
Some other ones you can do are turquoise, blue lace agate, celestine, aquamarine, angelite, apatite. I don't even know if I'm saying those right. So there's a lot. If you go to your local crystal shop, or if you go on Amazon and type, crystals that are good for the throat chakra, there'll be so many different things that come up. Also, we like to say swearing helps. There was a post I saw on Instagram one time that said swearing or saying fuck is healing for the throat chakra. So Monika and I are big believers in our branding and in our group programs. We love to swear. We love to encourage women to swear. It's just, it feels so fucking good, right?
Hell yeah.
I'm doing that as I'm writing my book. I'm just like going crazy with the F-bombs, and I'm like, I love it. So also to hypnotherapy. This is a big reason why I became a certified hypnotherapist, is so that way I can really help women to heal and get through the fear of public speaking. And a lot of times it's all about the throat chakra and us not speaking up and expressing ourselves and sharing our truth. So hypnotherapy is a great way to unblock your throat chakra. So that's all I have on my list. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that, Monika?
No, I love all of this. And I did not realize today that I'm like going hardcore with blue everywhere. So apparently I was prepared for this.
Yeah, she was prepared. So just to recap, we went over the different things of, how to tell if your throat chakra is blocked, and then some different things you can do to start to unblock your throat chakra. And that's all that we have. And in addition to that, and like we said, this is actually a bonus module that we offer in our Fearless Public Speaking Academy. And I do want to talk about that really quick before we end our Facebook Live. So it starts next week on April 13th, and it's a 3-month online group program. It's every Monday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. And we ran it for the first time last fall, sold it out. We're running it again this spring. It's powerful as fuck because it's essentially a group of 10 women, and all these women are spiritual business owners. Most of them are coaches, and they have these big life stories, and they really want to hone in on their speaking skills and presentation skills so they can use these stories and share them on a bigger level than what they have been doing. So we help them to, infuse their stories into their messaging and their marketing and their networking, and teaching them which parts of their story to use, and then how to create call to actions that are basically going to encourage their clients to reach out and work with them afterwards, because speaking opportunities are business opportunities at the end of the day. And what else would you want to add to, Monika, to tell people why they need to be a part of our Public Speaking Academy?
Yeah, we have a module specifically on virtual presenting as well. It's actually our last module. But what I love is Krista and I like to be really flexible with what's going on in the world and what the needs are of people. And so we were just talking about this morning, as we go throughout this, we're going to be making sure that we talk about how is it that you can use speaking in your business right now to get virtual speaking opportunities and also to market yourself during this time where people are online a lot more right now because they're at home. And, some people may say, oh, you're using what's happening. Well, that's business, right? Like we do use what's happening because we have to amend and change and flex to what the need is of people out there. So it's all about providing a service that's important. And when everyone's online and they can't be in person, then it becomes even more important to help people show up really powerfully online. And we know that with the last academy we did, the virtual presenting was really valuable, but we realize now it's even more so because this is where you're presenting yourself until we are all allowed and able to go out into the world and put ourselves on a physical stage. So I'm really looking forward to that too.
Yeah. And also too, like this is going to be a safe space where you get to practice your signature speech. All the women in the group are going to be we're going to be helping you to design your signature speech from your life story. And then you're going to be presenting it and you're going to get immediate feedback afterwards. We're also going to do a Facebook Live challenge to get women to be more visible in their content and in their businesses and sharing their message with their audience. So there's going to be so many different speaking opportunities because we really do believe that the best way to learn is by doing. So we want you to be speaking as often as possible. And the more that you really put yourself out there, the more that people are going to, heal through your story and your message. And then you're going to make more money and you're going to feel like fucking on fire. And you're going to be like, why didn't I join the academy last fall? So.
Yeah, and that's one thing too, is when I think when your throat chakra is blocked too, it's very easy to say not right now. Not right now, not right now, not right now, later. I've got all this stuff going on. Maybe when I finish my book, or maybe when things calm down, or whatever it is. And my question to you would be like, why not now? What a year from now, what's going to change for you? What's going to open up if you do take a step and you do put the time and effort into finding your voice and speaking up? Your business is going to explode. Your life is going to improve because you'll be speaking in your truth more. So, I just challenge you, if you're one of those people who's like, no, not right now. It's not the right time. When is the right time? That's something we say to protect ourselves. And that, again, block throat chakra.
Right. Yeah. Now is the time. And it takes a while to become a really good speaker, right? Like, Monika and I like to be realistic with results. Like, it's not an overnight journey. If you want to be a really powerful speaker, if you want to be on that TEDx stage someday, sharing your story and message with thousands, like it's going to take months to years to really hone in on your skills. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit taboo to say that in the coaching industry, that results can take months to years, but it's the truth. Like, I started my speaking journey with Toastmasters a year and a half ago, and I feel like I'm now just getting comfortable with, being a motivational speaker and putting myself out there. And there's still so much I have yet to learn. Like, you can work on your speaking and presentation skills for the rest of your life if you want. So again, like, this is not something you really want to put off, because think about it, like, 6 months from now, you can be so much more confident with your speaking and have all these gigs set up and have all these clients you're working with. And if you keep saying not right now, then it's like you keep pushing off those results even more. Yeah. So next steps what are next steps, Monika? Should they book a call with us?
Yeah, so we're going to drop the link to the program in the comments below so you can go check out the page and everything like that. And then we'll also drop the link for you to hop on a call with me and Krista. And we want you to hop on the call if this is something that's calling to you. Like, throw the details to the wind for now and just get on a call and talk with us, especially if you're like, I have a big story. I want to put it out into the world. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Just get on this call with us and let's chat about where you're at and where you're going. And, you know, we can see if it makes sense for you to join us in the academy. And if it doesn't, you know, then maybe you pick up a few tips and tricks about how to move forward. And, you know, we keep you in our space for whenever it does make sense. But we want to talk to you about your story and about where you're at, and, you know, just kind of see what's coming up for you. So we're going to drop the links into the comments. We've got limited spaces available this week. We've got a lot of calls booked already. So, you know, grab a spot and let's just have a little chat and talk about what your goals are when it comes to public speaking.
Yeah. Yay.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Namaste. We love you. Have a beautiful Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.